A week ago at the age of 75 my father passed away. My sister Kate and I were putting together a memorial service for him. I was putting together a slideshow of old pictures of my dad to present at the memorial service. I went to my mother's house to collect some old photographs of Dad growing up and when he was in the service. I asked my mom where she kept all the old photo albums. She told me there were in a wooden box in the attic. I ventured up the stairs and entered the attic. Everything in the attic was covered in cobwebs and dust. I looked around and there, in the far corner, was the wooden box. I brushed off a thick layer of dust from the lid and proceeded to open the box. There were at least 10 photo albums in here. I sat there for about an hour looking through a couple of albums and was I able to find a few pictures I could use for the slideshow. Another hour went by and I was finally towards the bottom of the box. The last photo album I found was in really bad shape compared to the other albums. The album cover was faded and had some red stains on it. I disregarded the poor shape it was in and continued to open up the album. Flipping through the pages, to my surprise, most of the pictures were blank. What I mean is they were all black. Then I saw a picture of an old tree in the middle of an empty field. Then I saw the same picture again of a tree in the middle of a field, except this time there was a rope hanging from it. I turned the page to find the same picture, and this time there was a shadowy man hanging from the rope. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The same picture of the man hanging from the rope repeated itself within the next few pages. I noticed though with each picture the hanging man seemed to get progressively closer, only to a certain point though, when you were just about to see his face, the rest of the pictures went blank. Who took these photos and why would they be with my father's old pictures? I then gathered up the pictures I needed and headed downstairs. I could hear the tea kettle hissing in the kitchen. Okay, Mom, I got the pictures of Dad for the slideshow. Oh good son, thank you. Would you like a cup of tea? Sure, Mom, thanks. I didn't know how to ask my mother about the strange pictures I found in the attic. Mom, I said nervously. Yes, son? Is everything all right? When I was in the attic before, I stumbled upon an old photo album with some strange pictures inside. Oh really? What kind of pictures? Well, it was of a shadowy man being hanged in the middle of an open field. All of a sudden my mom's face turned white and her eyes widened. I thought he burned that album years ago. She muttered to herself. Mom, is everything okay? What's wrong? Look dear, please, for goodness sake, go back into the attic and get that photo album and bring it to me right away. Why, Mom? What's going on? There's no time to explain, just bring me that album now. I have to admit I was starting to get a little freaked out by the way my mother was acting. My mother was and always has been a very strong and brave woman. She would never let anything scare her or get in her way. That's why seeing her tremble in fear at the kitchen table didn't sit right with me. I went back into the attic, walked over to the box and opened it. I went to the bottom of the box and the photo album wasn't there. Looking around the area where the box sat, the photo album was nowhere to be found. What's going on? I swore I put it back in the bottom of the box. I then heard a thump sound coming from the other side of the attic. I walked over and saw the photo album lying on the floor. As I was about to pick up the photo album, I saw a shadow cast over it. What at first appeared to be a shadow wasn't. It was a black boot. A cold chill came over me. I took a few steps back from the photo album. There, Standing in the corner of the attic was the figure of a shadowy man with glowing white eyes. It just stood there, staring at me. The figure raised its right hand and pointed at me and then pointed at the photo album. A second later he was gone. I walked over to the photo album and opened it up. Every picture was now blank except the very last one. It was a picture of a tree in the middle of an empty field, and on this tree hanged a rope, and hanging from this rope was a man, and this time the man was me.